What started as just another summer game between the Dodgers and Brewers quickly turned into one of the most jaw-dropping scenes in recent LB history. Fans weren't prepared, broadcasters were speechless, and social media exploded in seconds. Because no one expected Shohei Ohtani, baseball's quiet superstar, to snap in front of a packed stadium. What could have pushed him over the edge? Who dared to provoke him? And why did a third-inning at-bat erupt into a full-scale brawl that's now sending shockwaves through the league? In what's already being called one of the most shocking moments of the 2025 MLB season, the atmosphere at Dodger Stadium went from electric to explosive when a third-inning confrontation between Brewers catcher William Contreras and Dodgers superstar Shohei Ohtani spiraled into a full-blown on-field brawl that brought the game to a complete standstill. The game, a nationally televised showdown between two playoff contending teams, was supposed to be a regular chapter in the season until tempers flared and tensions boiled over, right in front of 52,000 fans and millions watching at home. The sequence began innocently enough. Ohtani stepped up to bat against the Brewers with the Dodgers already riding momentum. But what unfolded next would stun the baseball world. After fouling off a pitch, Ohtani walked away from the plate momentarily, only to be met with a sharp, clearly provocative comment from Contreras, one that lip readers and dugout sources later confirmed was a personal insult targeting Ohtani's recent form and even mocking his bilingual media presence. Ohtani, known globally for his composure and sportsmanship, initially appeared to let it slide, returning to the batter's box. But as the next pitch was fouled back again, another exchange erupted, this time visibly tense. Contreras made a mocking gesture, and Ohtani immediately stepped out, stared him down, and walked directly toward the plate. Within seconds, the dugouts cleared. Players swarmed the field. What began as a verbal back and forth turned into an all-out melee, fists flying, players grabbing each other, and umpires frantically trying to intervene as security rushed to separate the chaos. The brawl lasted over 3 minutes, and it took an additional 15 to restore any semblance of order. When the dust settled, both Ohtani and Contreras were ejected from the game, the first time in the season for either player and the league. Office immediately launched a full-scale investigation. Fans and analysts alike were stunned. How did a mild-mannered superstar like Ohtani get dragged into this? Was Contreras deliberately baiting him? Or had months of pent-up pressure finally caught up with one of baseball's biggest stars? As social media exploded, fans on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok quickly flooded timelines with hashtags like #OHTANIfight, #Contreras and #DodgersBrawl. Japanese fans were particularly furious, viewing the insult not just as trash talk, but as blatant disrespect toward a national icon. Some demanded an apology from the Brewers organization. Meanwhile, American fans were split, some blaming Contreras for instigating, others pointing to Ohtani's rare lapse in discipline. The debate got so intense that major networks like ESPN, Fox Sports, and NHK ran breaking news specials dissecting every camera angle. And here's where things get more serious. Reports suggest that Contreras not only taunted Ohtani, but may have used language that crossed professional and cultural boundaries, something MLB's Code of Conduct strictly prohibits. Insiders from the Dodgers clubhouse revealed that after the game, an emergency team meeting was held where even veterans like Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts emphasized unity and addressed how to shield Ohtani from the media storm now engulfing him. For the Brewers, this incident has triggered a PR nightmare. Their head coach declined to comment in the post-game conference, but multiple reporters claim the team internally reprimanded Contreras. No official statement has been made, but it's clear the organization is on edge. Meanwhile, MLB's disciplinary committee has been reviewing video footage, umpire reports, and even crowd-sourced angles posted online to determine whether suspensions or fines are warranted. And let's be honest, They almost certainly are. But here's the twist. This fight isn't just about two players. It's about what happens when sportsmanship, pride, and high-stakes competition collide. Ohtani is not just another MLB player. He's a global ambassador for the game. His sponsorships, with major brands like New Balance, Asahi, and Rakuten, are worth tens of millions. Any dent in his clean-cut image, even if he was provoked, could have commercial consequences. Japanese news outlets are already drawing comparisons to other national athletes who lost endorsements after on-field controversies. In this case, Ohtani's reaction, stepping out of the box and confronting Contreras, may be justified emotionally, but it's also subject to MLB rules, which clearly state that any threatening movement toward an opponent can be grounds for ejection and suspension. Former MLB stars like Alex Rodriguez and David Ortiz weighed in on air, both defending Ohtani's reputation while acknowledging that he lost his cool. But some analysts argue that this could actually humanize Ohtani in the eyes of fans, showing that even the calmest stars can snap under disrespect. And let's not forget the timing. Ohtani just returned to pitching form after his 2024 injury, and with the Dodgers depending on him both as a DH and pitcher, any suspension could deal a serious blow to their division title hopes. On the Brewers' side, Contreras, already a polarizing figure, may face a multi-game suspension. His supporters argue he was merely playing mind games, a psychological tactic common in baseball. But others say this went too far, especially when it targeted Ohtani's cultural identity and international stature. Some suggest MLB may need to make an example out of this incident to prevent similar escalations in the future. Let's be clear. This wasn't just a scuffle, it was a cultural flashpoint. With tensions between players of different nationalities, rising pressure near the playoff race, and growing scrutiny on athletes' behavior, the league is under enormous pressure to send the right message. Whether that comes in the form of fines, suspensions, or mandatory apologies remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, this incident has reignited the conversation about respect, cultural sensitivity, and the emotional toll of high-level sports. And it's not going away anytime soon. The fallout from this fight will echo for weeks, maybe even months, as fans, players, and the league itself navigate how to balance emotion and professionalism. For Ohtani, the road ahead involves not just focusing on performance, but managing the public's perception of who he is when things go wrong. And for Contreras, the question is whether he can own up to his role and return to the field without carrying the label of an instigator. This isn't just about what happened in the third inning, it's about what it means for the rest of the season and for the image of baseball itself. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over.